All right, guys, another random boxing video. Now, let me just, let me just kind of add to my last video. You know, a lot of guys in the comment section, I made a comment talking about Canelo acting like a diva, demanding more money, things like that. Okay, took a lot of heat for that, okay? One individual, you know, was trying to compare Gennady Golovkin to Canelo Alvarez. Now, look, now here's the deal, guys. I mean, I don't hate Canelo. All I'm trying to say is if Canelo would conduct himself in a fashion like a Triple G, I'd have a little more respect for Canelo Alvarez, okay? Because look, guys, we know that Gennady Golovkin beat him twice, okay? It's a fact. I mean, the media says it, judges say it, officials say it, news media, just whatever. From the bottom to the top, everybody in between. It's only the hardcore Canelo fans that still believe Canelo Alvarez beat Gennady Golovkin. I mean, look at the Adelaide Bird card. If that doesn't show you everything, then I don't know what does. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I'm not a Canelo hater, okay? You know, I'm just a Canelo fact checker, right? I'm a realist. That's all. That's all there. All I can say is, if Canelo would act more like Gennady Golovkin, you know, take the challenges that he's taken, right? I mean, you know, Gennady Golovkin, what is he? 41-1, and we know he's really 42-0. But I'm just saying, you know, you look at that resume, guys. Okay. You know, Canelo twice, Vanez Marty Rosen, you know, Sergey Darbianchenko. We can go way back. Willie Monroe Jr. back when he was in his prime. Martin Murray, he was no joke, okay? Antonio Rubio, very dangerous. Gil, dangerous. Curtis Stevens, you know, a tough dude. Macklin, a tough dude. Ishada, Gabriel Rosado, another tough. I mean, look, Gennady Golovkin wiped the floor with these guys. And when have you seen Canelo convincingly, you know, beat someone, you know, just consistently like Gennady Golovkin has done? I mean, you can look at the amateur career, the Olympic career, whatever you want. You know, we could talk about the Canelo catchweights. We could talk about the mismatches, the cherry picks. I mean, Amir Khan. Like, every time I say Canelo Khan, I have to pause and go, yeah, like, that actually happened. Like, that really happened. I mean, a career light welterweight, only 2 fights at welterweight, fighting someone that can balloon up and fight a light heavyweight. So basically, you had someone, you know, that could, you know, probably compete with a Bivol, you know, a Kovalev, you know, pick your light heavy, fighting a career light welter, 140 pounder. You know, guys, so where is the explanation for that? That's all I'm trying to say. A Gennady Golovkin would never do something like that. Not even Kell Brook. We look, guys. We know Kell Brook is at least a middleweight. Okay. You know, yeah, he would, you know, dehydrate, shrink down, you know, to make these lower divisions. But we know he's a natural middle. Okay, guys, that's all I'm trying to say. All right. Anyway, let's move on. You know what? We're not going to move on. Let me talk about something. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. What was that all about when we're talking about Canelo? What the hell was that? Liam Smith, come on, really? Oh, you know, old-ass Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland. I was ringside for that fight. I mean, what a joke. Irislandy Lara, I believe, beat Canelo. Angulo was a punching bag. Mayweather completely schooled Canelo. And what happened? You know, CJ Ross, you know, basically tried to give it to Canelo. You know, did her damnedest. Rocky Fielding, like, really? Daniel Jacobs? Okay, cool. Right? But I do believe Gennady Golovkin beat Jacobs in a more convincing fashion. Knocked him down, in fact. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say, guys. You know, so my criticism, oh, how could I forget Kovalev? That fight was rigged, by the way. And look, that's a fact, guys. That fight was rigged. All I'm trying to say is when you compare the two, there is no comparison to a Canelo Alvarez and a Gennady Golovkin. Anyway, guys, let's continue. You know, another just completely unplanned boxing video for you guys today. Anthony Joshua warns Mike Tyson, we're bigger, you know, we're stronger. I mean, look at this picture, guys. The picture says 1,000 words. And, you know, I kind of agree. And I wrote, well, he's not wrong, right? He's not wrong. Okay, it's what they're known, or it's what they've known. Good luck to them both. It's all they know. They haven't got to do. They haven't got to do it to compete. Whatever. These guys need to learn how to write with the young lions in the division now. Okay, we'll read a few comments, and I'm going to move on to a few updates on the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. Okay, I've been doing a lot of research on this, guys. Well, if a fighter like Andy could get inside and ruin his day so easily, Who knows? But Mike is trying to beat Father Time, almost impossible. Shout out Eric, Mr. Eric, good friend of mine, good friend of the channel. God bless Eric. Okay, let's see. Not for nothing, but he's right to an extent. Someone like Fury would give Tyson an extremely difficult time. Yes, you're absolutely correct. He goes on to say, and if Joshua didn't have a suspect chin, I believe he is the Amir Khan of the heavyweight division. That's me saying that. I would give him a better shot, but nope, not him. But I would give them credit. Tyson and Joshua are different breeds, even Wilder, and it's very true, guys. When you look at the heavyweights of the past, you know, Evander Holyfield, you know, Tyson, whoever, you know, pick them. There's a bunch of them, right? You know, different equipment, different era, different time, different training, different everything. Now they have this, you know, this nutrition, this medical science, these breakthroughs in, you know, athletic, you know, training and medications and all the things they do, even their diet. I mean, these guys just live a completely different life. The training camps are completely different, you know, so I don't really like all these like fantasy matchups, like, oh, what would happen if Tyson fought this guy and that guy? I've never participated in fantasy fights. Never been a big fan. Hang on, guys. Somebody is calling me. Let's see, who is this? That's my sister calling me. Anyway, back to my video, guys. Like I said, unplanned. Completely unplanned. So, I don't know, guys, but let me get to these updates real quick. Watch, my sister will call back. That's how she does. If I hit ignore, she'll call me back. Just a few confirmed facts on Tyson Jones. Now, Roy Jones said they're going to be wearing 12-ounce gloves. You know, 2 ounces bigger than Roy Jones is used to. He's used to them 10-ounce gloves, right? According to the commission, Roy Jones said that they will. Let me just paraphrase here. Basically, it came out they're going to be wearing headgear. Now Roy Jones is saying, no, we're not going to be wearing headgear according to the commission, but that could change, okay? So as of right now, they will not be wearing headgear. And you guys know the song. You know, y'all must have forgot, what was the name of that song? I can hear the lyrics in my head right now. Great song. But anyway, they're doing a remix of that particular song. Okay, just a few updates. Okay, Roy Jones said he's going to box for the first 2 or 3 rounds and try to gas out Tyson. Then he's going for him. You know, he's going for that KO in the later rounds. Okay, that he's already revealed the game plan. Now Tyson, he's coming out saying, look, this ain't no effing game. You know, if you want to get in here with me, you better come to fight. You know, so is it all talk? Is it all promo? Is it all hype? I don't know. But look, like Roy Jones said, Tyson knows one speed. He has one gear. You know, get in there and take your head off. You know, so I don't see Tyson, you know, looking like he did against McBride or whoever. Okay, guys? I mean, I think Tyson, you know, he's going to get in there and we're going to see that vintage Tyson at least for a few rounds. Okay, now at his age, you know, 51, 54, both of them. I don't, of course, we're not going to see, you know, the real vintage Tyson. But what I mean by that is I think we'll get, you know, maybe a few rounds of that exciting Mike Tyson, you know, of the past. Okay. And Roy Jones Jr., you know, he put out a video. He was just like touched his toes for the first time. He's working with a physical therapist and getting his shoulder worked on, his elbow worked on. He reached down, touched his toe. He said he's never been able to bend over that far, you know, so that was pretty cool to see. And it's actually right here. Long video for 51-year-old like me. Shout out my friend Alex here. Some here can say amen, okay? Greatest boxer, Roy Jones Jr. touches his toes for the first time. And he does. You know, it's a pretty cool video, you know, when this dude is working that hammer there. And it was pretty incredible to see. I mean, I would recommend you guys come over to the channel or the Facebook page, Counterpunch Boxing Talk, T-A-L-K. Not the other guy that stole my name, but that one. And you can watch the full video, okay? But yeah, just like I said, a few updates, guys. You know, like I said, you know, right now they're going at 12-ounce gloves, no headgear. Roy Jones Jr. he's already got the trainer, he got his cut man, the corner, everybody picked out and planned, you know. But here's the thing. Let me end it here. Oh yeah, the criticism, and we'll get to Loma. The criticism. You know, Tyson starting this Legends League, Legends Only, whatever it is. You know, a lot of people are saying, look, he's simply using this particular fight to hype up that league. You know, these older guys coming back, and then people are saying, look, man, you guys had your day. Let the young bloods, the young bucks take over. You guys have had your time, had your day. You made your millions. You know, and I get that, but it's not like, you know, it's not like they're going to be fighting 2, 3, 4 times a year, okay? You know, so I think there's room for everybody is my point. We don't get enough fights as it is, so I don't really care, to be honest. If these 2 guys want to sign the contract, get in the ring, and you know, put their life at risk then so be it. That's boxing, guys. I mean, it's a brutal, it's a brutal sport. I mean, going back, think about this. Go back to the days of the Coliseum. We've always been entertained, by brutality, whether you like to admit it or not. And that's a fact, okay? And boxing is a brutal, brutal sport. Take it from someone who's actually been in the ring. Okay, the reason I talk funny is because I've had, my teeth knocked out, my nose broken, I have fake teeth, tons of scar tissue. I had a hematoma on my brain. I've had 3 surgeries on my left ear, and that's from the amateurs, okay, guys? Boxing is no joke. It's no joke. And I love these, armchair warriors, these, armchair quarterbacks, whatever you want to call them, that, like to talk all this shit about boxing. Until you actually get in that ring, you have no idea what it's like. It is no joke. And people are complaining about the 12-ounce gloves. Like, okay, first of all, we typically spar in like 16-ounce gloves with headgear. And I can easily, even at my age, out of shape, I can easily knock someone out with big-ass headgear and 16-ounce gloves. In fact, I did it not long ago. So I'm just saying, guys, 12-ounce gloves, no headgear, Mike Tyson, come on, man. You can't sit there and say, 12-ounce gloves. And even with headgear, Roy Jones Jr., he said, I'd rather fight without headgear, because it's a bigger target. And he's right when you have that headgear on. Plus, it makes for a better fight. It's more entertaining. You can bob and weave and, get on the ropes and, dip and dive and all that. So I'd rather see that vintage Roy Jones doing his thing, popping that jab out, how he does that rocking, that left foot, right foot jab, that vintage, I don't want to see these guys getting tangled up with headgear and gloves, so I'd rather see it without headgear. So I don't know, guys. All right, I'll probably leave it at that. But anyway, like I said, shout out to all the Triple G fans out there. Hold your head up high, and maybe we should start a hashtag, right? For Gennady Golovkin, his new record, because I believe he is undefeated. And I want to end the video with that because, guys, look, you guys know me. 4 or 5 years of doing this. You can trust me by now. I'm not pandering. I'm not trying to be funny. I truly believe Gennady Golovkin is undefeated, right? And I believe Canelo should have, a lot more losses than one. What is he now? 53-1-2. Right? I think it should be more like, at least 2 or 3 losses. Like I said, we can talk about Irizlandi Lara, or who was the other guy? Who was Trout, Austin Trout. That was a decision for Canelo, but I believe Trout won. And it was a unanimous decision, a UD for Canelo. So, all right, guys, leave a comment below.